Buenos dias, stream. So, I have heard that there have been some people chatting various levels of nonsense. By heard, I mean read, because I have a comment section. And as much as reading comment sections is what I would call a bad idea, I can't stop doing it. About the various bits and bobs around the Kostas Tsimikas story. So, I figured what I would do is I would do a stream. I will do a stream that is discussing everything that I know about that story. I will answer any questions that you have, and hopefully we'll all come through it without people screaming the words fake news at me. Because I'm gonna open the stream with this. I've spent a dang long time making sure that absolutely everything to do with this deal was as firmly down as was possible. Like, this includes having a chat with both of the sources that I was aware of at the time, and a third person who came into the conversation lately. It includes talking to other people who I know are familiar with the entire situation, who all said, yeah, that all roughly makes sense. I could not have done more due diligence on this thing, to be completely clear. So to see people sort of losing their nut in the comment section, being like, "Poh, transfer season's always like this. People always do clickbait." It's like, no, because I haven't, and I don't, and I won't. This isn't. I don't clickbait things. That's not me. So I thought I would do a little bit of a stream to discuss the Simicast thing, to discuss the £120 million thing, which I didn't know about until now, which is nice, and to discuss absolutely everything else that comes to mind. Also, for some reason, my background is ridiculously dark, and I don't know why. Is it because I'm overlit, maybe? Am I now underlit? I can't tell. That's fine. That makes the background a little bit brighter, so we'll roll with that. Yeah, so let's have a little bit of a natter about things and about what people are roughly thinking in terms of various transfers and all them kind of shenanigans. And I'll have a little bit of a dive through the chat first as well. Good evening, Easy Gaming. Potato indeed, Orange Raider. Afternoon, you can read this, always safe for work. Thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate that. Mark, who I believe is heading to the Leeds Creator Cup. Link down below if you want to get your tickets for the Leeds Creator Cup. Tickets are £7 for adults, £3 for kids, and we are also currently looking for people to do volunteering-y things. Why is the lighting a bit weird there? I don't know. To do volunteering-y things around the event, so we'll need a couple of volunteer stewards, maybe someone to sort tickets as people are coming in. That'd be massively helpful. Thank you if anyone is able to do that on the 20th of July. But that'd be lovely. Hi, Joe. Coming Leicester players with them interval for PSR. The question is, what Leicester players would we want to nick? But that is something that I will discuss in a little bit, I think. Hello, Stefan. I assume you're the real Stefan Ortega and are therefore coming to Leeds. That wasn't me doing a thing. That was me doing a joke. That wasn't it's happening. Whatever. You don't clickbait anything. I hope we get some Simicas. I hope so as well, because he's a decent quality player. And a lot of people have pointed to the match that happened last night and been like, Tsimikas didn't have a great day, did he? Yeah, correct. But that's because the entire squad is hungover at this point, and they have been since they won the league. And I can't blame them, I'll be honest with you. Like, winning the league ain't a bad thing to do. And it's like, if we'd won the league a week earlier, I imagine we would have had a stinker of a performance against Plymouth, because why would we have put in that much effort and all that kind of stuff, you know? You don't have to justify your video, Joe. If he signs, he signs. If not, we move on. I mean, this is sort of what I'm thinking, to be honest with you. Like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That happens. And I'm taking complete responsibility on that one, because I'm the one that put out the story. But at the end of the day, if we haven't signed him, we haven't signed him. It doesn't mean that we won't get a left back. But there was one thing that I said that I would do. And I asked only Leeds Bros to do this. To read this out when I was giving them the info for the thing, because they wanted to do a stream on it yesterday. So I'm going to read this out formally, and you will hear it from me, and anyone that wishes can clip this up and can use this against me if things go in the wrong direction. And it's also a reason to buy tickets to the charity match. So, Joe Blackburn, Joe Blackburn, have informed multiple Leeds United creators and several other people about my sources regarding Kostas Simcas agreeing personal terms with Leeds United, and I take full responsibility for their accuracy and the accuracy of my video discussing this. In the event that I am wrong and Tsimikas has not signed for the club before the 20th of July, I commit to doing one sit-up and one press-up on stream. This could be across multiple streams or a single stream, depending on numbers, for every single ticket sold to the Leeds Creator Cup before noon on the 31st of May. So, if you want to bully me, just get a couple of tickets and you can add to the pain that I've got coming if I'm wrong. It is only if I am wrong, to be completely clear on that one. And I'm fairly confident. But if you're someone that doesn't particularly like me, get a ticket to the Creator Cup and you can punish me for being wrong at things. I think with the way 49ers move, we'll know who we're signing when we sign them. I don't think they'll let too many rumours spoil dealings. Not great for you guys, but good way to work. It is a good way to work. And as much as I do think that this is accurate, that's why I did a video on it, because I spent like a good hour and a half yesterday having recorded the video, and this was before I made it live for even channel members. But I spent like a good hour and a half sitting on the video going, okay, but I need to ask another source, and I need to ask another source, and another source. So that's why I'm sort of confident with it, because there's so many different directions that it could have potentially gone in. So yeah, that's the sort of level of confidence that I'm working at the minute. But that's fine, you know? And you're right, it isn't great for us guys because we're sort of reliant on information. And if there is no information, then you end up doing streams that are about nothing, sort of. So here we are. I still need to do something on the £120 million cash injection, which I think was quite interesting. 1 second. But it's a big but, and I cannot lie. You other mothers can't deny. Anyway, Jesus, hiccups. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty thing, whatever the thing is. Yeah, I'll get back to the comments. I'm sort of losing it. Oh, what's this? Oh, there's a new feature. Sorry, I didn't know that this existed. I can now do a thing. Can everyone spam a comment? If you are able to, pop in some comments. And I want to see how quickly they pop up, because I really, really like this feature. If I can just have the chat here. How high does it go? Oh, it's a sort of gradient you can see on my hand there. Yeah. That's fun. Hang on, I'm going to enter the word test a bunch of times, so I want to see how it goes. There's also apparently a community leaderboard now. I don't know what that is, but I've got a community leaderboard, and currently top of the community leaderboard is Mark. So if anyone wants to challenge Mark, I think all you got to do is do a bunch of comments, but we'll see. Right, hold on. This is maybe going to make it look horrific for a moment, but I want to see how high it goes. Okay, so it goes to this height no matter what. So it's a useful feature to have. I don't mind it. And does it work alongside? It does. Oh my god, I love it. Okay, I enjoy this feature. This is a fun feature. And then I just have to turn it off and on again to clear it, which is really, really nice. But yeah, this is just going to be a sort of open Q&A style stream where I'm just sort of covering absolutely everything. I did figure that a lot of people would be like, hang on a minute, that it's not happening. But whatever. Does the 120 million all count towards PSR? This is complicated. Because kind of no. Because PSR is based on operating incomes and outgoings. So, for example, not included in that is spending on stadium redevelopment, which is fine. That isn't a problem. But you still need to have the cash in the first place. And at the moment, Leeds United as a football club will not be cash rich, because Leeds United as a football club have spent a season in the Championship. which is bad for money. Like, for a little bit of context, for your match to be televised, whether you are home or away in the Premier League, you get £1.2 million. If you are untelevised, well, if you are televised in the Championship away from home, you get 10 grand. If you're televised in the Championship at home, you get 100 grand. So, like, that, if anything, just sort of vastly shows the gap between the two divisions. And at the moment, being relatively cash poor, relatively being the key word, you need to find a way to inject money. In this case, they did it through the shares, which is fine, but it doesn't affect PSR. It just means that we have the physical present cash that we can spend on those transfers now and spend on the West Stand and all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't count towards PSR at all, as far as I know, but I could be wrong. There will be people that actually know the answer to that. This is my rough stab in the dark. But for what I know, it doesn't count. That's Classic Mark. It is Classic Mark. Classic Mark with his winning in the community. Oh, hello. Yeah, he's still top, but Orange Raider second. Michael in third. Jim is fourth, and Stephen's fifth. This is getting quite tense. I'm going to keep an eye on this leaderboard. I'm very excited. I don't know what any of it means, though. Let's have a look. Your top three get special badges in live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. You need to collect XP to get on the leaderboard by sending live chat messages or sending super chats and super stickers. That's quite fun. I enjoy that. That's a nice little feature. Good evening, Scooby. Oh, I'm sure they will be. All they need to do is post messages, as far as I can tell, which makes things interesting. Hope you're wrong on the signing just so you can do all the push-ups. I hope I'm not wrong, purely because I like being seen as... How do I phrase this in like the right way? What I've done in my time on doing YouTube stuff is I've fairly consistently pushed to be as credible as I can. I've never wanted to be a person that will just make something up because I think there's content in it. And my worry is if this doesn't happen, people have that perception of me. And on YouTube, everything is perception. If someone has the wrong perception, they're going to be a dick. So that's where I'm a little bit on the spooky end. But I hope I'm right so I don't have to do all the press-ups. But just think about it. You could buy yourself 50 tickets and hand them out for free. And then, well done, you maybe do more press-ups. It could be 200 mil pot for transfers. I don't think it'll be that high. I'll be honest with you. Can we talk formation next season because it'll affect incomings? I don't see us changing the formation much. And that is almost entirely because there's no need to. Because I think in terms of system, having four at the back is fine. Having two holding midfielders is fine. And then going forwards is also cool. It's fine. So we'll see. Apparently we're being linked with Juranovic from Berlin. He's a right back, so I'm not sure why. It's the same reason we've been linked with Sufal. So it'll be to have a little bit of cover just in case, if that makes sense. Who's Kostas Tsimikas? He is currently the second choice left back at Liverpool, probably the third, because they're signing Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth. Milos Kerkez, who we tried to sign at one point and then didn't, which was a shame. In the same way that we tried to sign Gyökeres and we didn't decide to pay out. And look at Gyökeres now. Good annoying. Potentially Liverpool's third. Yeah. There are going to be more live Premier League matches shown on Sky for the new season, so financial boost for Premier League clubs. Are there? That makes things a little bit spookier for my work as well, because we've got the Premier League in Spain. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on all that. Be a fair bit of agent activity in the room as we got money, so it makes things credible. It does. But this one is... So, as far as I'm going to explain on the Simcast thing, and this is covering what Russell asked, have we signed Tsimikas? Nothing has been officially announced, to be completely clear, and nothing has been hugely widely reported beyond me thinking this seems pretty damn accurate to me. I'm going to report it. In terms of sources, One of the sources is someone that has a lot of links in various football clubs, which is very useful to have. Another one is a freelance worker in the football industry that heard a lot of things on a recent job. I'm not going to go into more detail than that because I don't want to affect people's professions, but that's what I'm going to roll with. That sort of covers it. Wow, you're in the Champions League places. Are you guys able to see the community leaderboard? If it's just me that can see it, that's so weird. It's bizarre, but I like it. Why are we not talking about KDB? That is because De Bruyne is probably going to Saudi Arabia, and there's been a lot of stories flying around about how Napoli have an interest. Napoli, being the potential winners of Serie A, definitely in the Champions League next season, makes it borderline impossible for us to sign De Bruyne. So it would be nice, but we're not talking about De Bruyne because it's not possible. When does this rating thing run to, by the way? I need time to organise the open top bus rating thing. Oh, right, I get you. There's a new one every single stream. So currently, you're number 1. Congratulations. But I don't know if you can get more than 75 XP, because this is a new feature that YouTube are running, and it just confuses me. I ain't touching this one. Connor runs what he does, I run what I do, and that's fine by me. It's a shame that you couldn't make it to the charity match, to be honest with you. I was very much looking forward to it. I'll never think bad of you. Oh, thank you. I do try to be a good dude. Have we signed? I've covered that one. 215 games. I'm confused. And not that I know of, but I imagine Ampadu's invited everyone on the planet to Nando's at this point in the hope of getting a sunset burger. Yeah, I know you mean in general, but I was sort of covering it off to sort of add a little bit more depth to it. What position is your absolute priority? Man to be a top striker. Obviously, we need improvement all over the pitch. We have to score goals to stay in the league. I wouldn't go top striker. I'd go a 10. Because a 10 gives you both goals and creates a lot. Because I think you could still have Pirou in the Premier League and he'd still score a few goals if you're able to put chances on a plate for him. And I think you get that from a 10. I think a 10 improves us more everywhere. But does Farke stay and Bamford leave? A lot of... Okay, 215 Sky games covered next season. Right, that's a hell of a lot. As far as I can tell, it's looking a lot like Betis for Firpo. And I know there's been a chat about Lazio, but it doesn't seem likely. I think we should have a pop at Trubin. Where is he at the moment? Why am I thinking Real Madrid? Benfica. Did he play at Real Madrid, or have I imagined that? No, I've completely imagined that. Okay. Maybe, but it'd be incredibly difficult. Is he still first choice keeper there? No, it's the other Ukrainian that I'm thinking. Lunin for Real Madrid. Which makes sense. Benfica, let's have a look. Trubin has played every game this season, so we are not getting Trubin out of there, especially when he'll have European football. So, yeah, but Mark was on 75, made like 3 more comments and still on 75. I was on 50 until this comment. Pow. Ooh, Scooby's caught up. It might be for a certain number of comments you get a certain number of XP or something weird like that. I don't know. This is fun to keep track of. There is the weird thing where it was like, and also super chats, but I'm not going to be asking for super chats because I will be honest. With that, like, it's weird. I always feel like I don't deserve them because like, I'm just a dude having a chat about football. So put your money in like charitable directions or something. Like, it's fine. Like, the only reason I do channel membership stuff at the minute is because YouTube shouts at me if you don't. So, either way. But we'll see if amount of comments can jank the community thing around. I'm kind of interested. KDB says kids are happy in school and he has to think of family. Don't think Saudi works for his family. True, but I don't think Leeds works for the level of football that you can be playing at. I can't see that one. I'll be honest with you. I think the game is more favouring an advanced 8 rather than number 10 over recent years. That's fair, and I think a lot of what we saw last season from Aronson, in all fairness, was being an advanced 8. / doing the pressing on Pirou's behalf. Because Pirou didn't do a lot of pressing. And when he did, it was towards the end of the season, and that was really nice to see. And it was like, cool, you're coming out of your shell and you're doing the more active stuff, and I really, really love to see it. But, and it's a big but, and I cannot lie to you, other mothers, I'm not going to do that again. But he does it less often, is the issue. So that's probably why I'm sitting 10 words, you know? Yeah, you can't. Right, okay, Russell. I wouldn't, if I were you, say, why would you slate this guy before going on to slate another guy in the comments? Said other guy that you are slating there, being Joe Wainman, has done a half marathon for charity this month. Next month is doing a charity walk with me and the Square Ball lot for 5 days, 120 miles, Newcastle to Leeds. I'll start popping links to that in the description in the coming days. And is taking part in the charity match not only as someone that's taking part, but as a captain. That doesn't scream knobhead to me. That screams someone that is absolutely doing their best to help people. So let's not do that. Thank you. Keeper for short. Keeper is just as important as a striker. That's true. But I feel like I don't know if Darlow would be too bad in the Premier League is my issue. Because, like, the problem with Carl Darlow is when the ball is at his feet, he scares me. And that's the case for a lot of people because he's scary with the ball at his feet. But, and it's a big, it's a wobbly one. If you have to upgrade one position in the squad right now, I'm going with the 10 for me. A good 10 can unlock this team, just like what Odegaard did for Arsenal. Yeah, I think they're in the same sort of spot. Afternoon, thanks for the updates as normal. I hope it's the real deal. Connor doesn't rate him though. I mean, that's fine, but at the same time, let's have a quick look at something like a sofa score, shall we? A lot of people will have a look at that match last night. That match last night was the equivalent of when Leeds had to rotate their entire team because our first team was too hammered. Looking across the length of a season, he's averaged a rating of 7.12 on SofaScore, which ain't half bad. Valuing him at about 19.4 million euros, which again ain't half bad. Does the getting forward, does the coming back, so he's going to do the box to box stuff for us, the right kind of profile. I would be completely happy with him. Like, as much as a lot of people will point to, let's pick an example. Someone give me a club in Europe that Bodo Glimt. If someone was a starting player for Bodo Glimt and was pulling out some fairly decent numbers, everyone would look at him and go, yeah, sure, let's sign him. But you go to Liverpool and see someone that is second choice there, everyone all of a sudden goes, maybe not. But he's still played plenty of football for them this season, and he's got decent underlying numbers, and he's shown a decent level of talent. A lot of people, and I know this from like my own comment sections, will look at the fact that he's not playing and say, well, clearly he's not good enough. And it's like, well, no, because to be fair, Connor Bradley is equally not playing that well throughout the season, has not played that much football. But that's because he's got Trent Alexander-Arnold in front of him. Being second choice at comfortably the Premier League champions isn't a sign that you are not a good footballer. It's the opposite, because it shows that they feel they can rely on you if there is an issue like an injury. Marseille have rejected Solomon for political reasons. Does that mean he's Leeds bound? I've only seen 2 clubs interested in Solomon, and that is us, and that is Marseille. So it does help. But I don't know. Maybe it's less political reasons and more cultural reasons because Manor Solomon has not committed a crime. Hi, Mason Greenwood. Allegedly. Sorry. Sky Sports show 215 Premier League games a season from 25-26, more Premier League than ever. They won the right to show at least 215 live games, increase of up to 100. Jesus, it's ridiculous. Again, I'm not going to tell you to, but if you want, go for it. I will all of the channel revenue for the next however long is going into the charity match pot. So if you want, go for it. We can do that experiment. But I think all it will actually do is lose the end of this sentence. Yeah, all it'll realistically do is it will take 50% for YouTube's cut, and then, yeah. Either way, it could be a fun experiment, but who knows? It's a big but, and he cannot, like, stop it. Stop. No, stop it. No, I'm not going to ban anyone. It's fine. I will ban people if they are consistently abusive. If they are just once in a while going to be a bit of a tit, then it's fine. Farke's staying great, but what about the goalkeeping coach? Odds are there's going to be a bit of a rejig behind the scenes anyway. I've heard that from a couple of people. How big the rejig is and who gets rejigged is unknown, but we'll have to see, I suppose. It's quite interesting. One sec, just got to skim something. Okay. Apologies, but what about Nick Pope? Aren't we linked with a pop at him? Maybe. I've heard some very, very loosey-goosey links, which is complex, but yeah, I don't know. I've not seen anything fully solid, but we'll have to find out. He's a pretty cool guy, helps others. Oh, thank you, Jamie. For me, every content creator has their own USP. Some will like one, others will like another. Horses, courses. I wonder what my USP is. Pop in the chat what you think my USP is, and like I'm kind of curious. And pop the word USP before it because I know I'm falling behind on the chat. My apologies. It was so kind when he died, I had to give him a shout. Yeah, exactly. Like Joe is just a brilliant dude. Melee Escosia in general, we know. Number 10's a good shout. Definitely get you a point. Thank you very much, Stephen. Do we think they're serious because we seem to be doing a lot of searching in the best before bins? That's not true, though, is it? Because look at the last few seasons. Last season, everyone was saying, we've got the best squad. Why aren't we promoted yet? Who built the squad? To me, sounds like it was the 49ers and Daniel Farke. So, apologies what you thought. I've covered that one, I think. I like Darlin, who's played Premier League at Newcastle. Not much, though. That's where it's a little bit of a concern. Liverpool trust him a lot. Exactly. And the fact that, as a result, our own fans don't want to trust him, it feels weird to me. Like, being behind Robertson is not a bad thing. That happens. As was said by Wayne. Is there political reasons? I wonder if he means club politics. 1 second. I will find out because I've got a theory. Okay. There we go. So I'm not going to dive into it because it's not worth having the conversation and starting the argument because a lot of people will want to have the argument. And even with a degree in this, I don't feel appropriately equipped to have that argument. But to explain it as simply as I can, 20% of Marseille's population is from a Muslim background, which could potentially deter a Solomon move, is the way that I'm going to phrase it. Playing back-to-back for the Premier League series in America in July, that's a very long day. Are they? What dates are that? Premier League series. Okay, thank God for that. It's after the Club World Cup. I wonder who's got the TV rights to that one. Interesting. Yeah, it's It's a weird one. I don't think they do back-to-back matches in the same stadium, but if they want to go for that, then they want to go for that. A little bit of me feels like that's going to be effectively keeping hype up between the Club World Cup and the World Cup, and seeing how the infrastructure holds up with like massively supported sides. Sarnot Mice looks like a good partner for Tanaka and Burkhardt. Up front looks very clinical in front of goal. I've not seen any of them, I'll be honest with you. Can you give me Leeds past and present play for an edit? I can try. Ailing. Why not? Anyway, I'm going to keep skipping through some comments. Hello, Mai. How are you doing? I'm hoping we're good. Watched the Leeds channel this morning saying Neuer was coming to Leeds. No, that one isn't happening. Who the hell said that? USP is blindly... Thank you. I appreciate that. Love to have Tsimikas at Leeds. Robertson is staying at Liverpool, plus the Banker is from Bournemouth. He'll be their first choice, so there's a good chance we'll get him. Yeah, we are one of the few sides that have been linked, so it works out. Dow's been under pressure for Wales and Cup. Well, I'd be okay with him in the Prem, however, I wouldn't mind an upgrade. Melly is hopeless. He's confidently wiggled. As in, his confidence is wiggly, rather than he's confidently wiggled. I don't know why I said confidently wiggled. I don't know what that even means. But I did, so here we are. Well put. TalkSport just went for the bullet point on politics earlier. No, yeah, I think we need to recognise the sort of deeper level of what that politics means without having the inflammatory conversation around it. Because we don't need to have that conversation. Again, because I had that conversation in 10,000 word essays, and I still feel uninformed, so I'm not going to go anywhere near it. What's your gut tell you in terms of Simcast fee and wage? Roughly, I would say in the £15 million area. In terms of wage, 50 to 60k. He's currently on 70. I think he'd get a wage drop, but we'll see. I think the USP has been one of the few Leeds informative serious content creators. Definitely a gap in the market for less banter and more professional approach. Oh, thank you. I do like doing the occasional banter, though, right? I'm a funny banter boy, right? Please? Please? I hope so. I'm really curious about the super chat thing. But will I look too much of a twat if I effectively just, like, super chat myself for 50p or something like that? Fuck it. Fuck it. I want to see what that does to the community thing. Unless I'm not eligible for the community thing, in which case that's quite sad. Right, we'll see how that goes. If it'll let me. And technically, it's a business expense, so I am going to tax write off the fuck out of that £1 super chat. Tsimikas, similar type of profile to Firpo and better defensively and go across the ball. Yeah, I don't mind him at all. I think he is good enough. Really can't wait for the champions of the Prem to play in the Championship MOT forever. I wonder when that's going to be, actually, because quite often it's at the very start of the season. I don't know about this time. Bantery forgetting Pigeongate. I will never forget Pigeongate. Right, I haven't put... I don't think I'm eligible. I don't think I can be on the community leaderboard. So that's annoying. So we'll find out when I do something that is deemed worthy of a super chat by someone, I suppose. If we lose Firpo and sign Tsimikas, it's interesting to see about the backup. Byram, Schmidt, or another signing. I kind of think we stick with Schmidt. We hope that we get Byram. Keep Schmidt. Then at that point, maybe look for another move. It depends. I'm not sure. Send me £1, I'll send a super hat. Why a super hat? I don't know how I'd even send you £1. Like, that's confusing. Like the build up to Christmas, it is. It's why transfer season's so weird, because it's so stressful all the time. Loan Schmidt out. I don't think that'd be the move, though. I think he's going to get a few more minutes next season because he was getting more over Dear. Anyway, he was getting more towards the end of last season. So I think he'll play a little bit more this season. Don't know how much. Holy shit, Stephen. No need for that. Joe, you're coming to Ireland for the AC Milan game. It's going to be amazing. I don't know if I can, is the issue. But maybe. We'll see. But thank you, Stephen, for the super chat. We'll see what that's done for the community thing. You got 75 XP. I don't know if that's changed or not, or if that still needs to change. But we'll see, I guess. And thank you for doing some science. And thank you, Wayne, for doing some science. Let's see if we can re-sign Firpo first. I think we're going to be trying to do that. But everything that I've seen is angling in the general direction of Firpo going to Betis. Which I like, fair enough, fine, he's earned it, but that makes it a little bit confusing. Can I suggest you check out Sono and Burkhart? I can check them out. Burkhart at Mainz is my guess that you're meaning. Germany international. That looks like a difficult move to get done if I've ever seen one. But no one is seemingly super interested in him. Which says to me, either Mainz have said, absolutely not, no one's having him. He's got 2 years on his contract. So I guess there's a decision to be made there, but I don't know. I can see Mainz wanting to hold on to him. Where are or were Mainz in the Bundesliga? Because I don't know if the Bundesliga's done. Bundesliga's finished. Mainz came 6th. Is that European football? Europa League? Yeah, that could be a problem for us. I'll be honest. Who's going to Dublin in August? Maybe, if I can. We'll see. Maybe not, but it's hard to say. For the greatest cup and towards the channel. Thank you very much, Steve. Betis is no longer wanting Firpo. Have you really seen that? From whom? I'm not seeing anything on Betis saying no. Like anywhere. Sort by date. Junior Firpo. No, I've not seen anything about Betis not having an interest. What are you saying? Abu Bortu? I don't know. Never heard of the guy. I'm not sure he exists. Is Healy going out on loan next season? I mean, maybe. You never know. The question is, who's going to want him? You know, you need a club to make that signing, which is realistically, who's going to pay the money for Sean Healy? That's the big question around these parts. And I don't know if there's an answer. That's all I can say. What's everyone thinking on Tariq Lamptey at left right back? Okay, so I don't know who has had the chance to see it, but the stream that I've got arranged for tomorrow is, if I can find it, it is entitled "One Leeds United Target from Every Premier League Club." Brighton was difficult. Brighton, I was looking across a few different players. I was thinking, do we try to get Enciso on loan? Do we go for Milner? Do we maybe see if Buonanotte, is he permanently at Leicester? No, he's on loan. Do we see if Buonanotte wants to move? And then I saw that Lamptey has 1 year left on his deal. So you can find out the decision that I made tomorrow when I do that stream. Drawn you in now. There we go. That's what we call narrative something. I can't remember. But yeah, he will get mentioned on my stream tomorrow. There was suggestions last week about at least maybe signing Heyman, which is a big factor. No, I hope not. I wouldn't like that. On one Leeds watching so much I can't recall. I might have to give that a look, but that would have come out of absolutely nowhere. With no one else backing it. So I'd need to have a look into more bits around that, I think, to be a little bit certain. Sorry, out watching and listening to one of my faves. Oh, thank you. I can't believe you're also listening to... No, it's fine. I appreciate that. Oh, that's giving me the warm and fuzzies. Shibadong. Maybe Shibadong. Question is, why do you keep sending the word Shibadong to me absolutely everywhere? It's giving me a headache. It's not giving me a headache. It's fine. Patrick Schick might be tempted. Ooh, I have been forgetting the word Patrick Schick for quite some time now. Why can't I find Schick on FBref? What's going on? Because it ends with a K, not a CK. Oh. Simon, you might need to recalibrate what your thought of achievable signing is. 21 goals for Leverkusen in the Bundesliga this season, which is 0.9 goals per 90. Wait, that's not even just this season. 1684 divided by 21. Yeah, he scores a goal every 80 minutes in the Bundesliga. And he's currently at the team that came... Where did he finish in the Bundesliga? Second. And is on 115,000 euros a week. Patrick Schick will not be tempted, and they will not be tempted to sell him. And even if they were tempted to sell him, it would not be to us. Let empty hands down. Great player with great potential. I think so. Heard Betis pulled out Firpo. Again, I've not heard that anywhere, and I heard Lazio rather than Inter Milan. I would be very surprised if it was Inter Milan, given the fact that they're about to win Serie A. But we'll see. I thought his contract runs out this season. I think Lamptey's got 1 more year, last I looked. Don't forget the Red Bull connections. They have a big stable with some quality players that will benefit in value with a Premiership loan. Maybe. Let's have a look. Leipzig didn't qualify. Wait, they did qualify for Europe, the Conference League. Question is, who do you go to? If you're thinking, oh, I quite like a player from there, but who? Like, Vermeeren is a very, very good player, but he plays fairly consistently there. Ouedraogo is a pretty good player, but I don't know if he's Premier League ready. We're in a weird spot where it's hard to establish who we would ideally sign from them, purely because it's complex. And I'm always confused. You guys know this. You guys know I'm a fool. I'm a moron. So I've got no idea. I wouldn't mind Oscar Gluck, but Oscar Gluck from Salzburg would be very difficult to do. Will Leicester now be hit with 2 lots of charges, EFL and Prem? Probably just EFL. I don't know if you can be hit by the Prem if they're in the EFL right now, but it's weird. Tim Scouting on FM apparently promised David doesn't exist. Yeah, that could be because FM is now like 1 3/4 years out of date, which is annoying because I'm kind of waiting on the next version. But it'll come, and when it does, it'll be great. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near that on Jimmy Sandwiches. Nice try, good effort, well done, but you're all right there. We're not kicking Dr. Cox. James Justin from Leicester would be brilliant cover. Now, I have had the misfortune of it's not misfortune, I'm messing, of having a chat with Locks from time to time. And everything that I have seen around James Justin is that Locks wants to have him murdered because he's not very good. Now, I feel like it would be a mistake if there was a player that a relegated club is saying, this guy isn't good enough. And our response is, we could sign this guy. That feels like a mistake that is waiting to happen, and I would rather we not do it. I'm just going to screenshot that one. Thanks, Dwight. That's nice. At the very least, that's got to be a timeout, right? Like, okay. Bye, Dwight. Bye. Oh, that's not where I thought the chat was going to go today. Not even a little bit. Right, okay, composed. Bring back the composure. We'll hold together. Dwight doesn't want you to pump his wife while he sits and watches. That's not half. Right. Okay. That's fine. Right. We'll pull it. I don't know, Donna. I can't tell you. I couldn't tell you if I tried. If you haven't, by the way, I'd hugely appreciate you popping a like on the stream whilst I have a slight mental breakdown. Yeah. That okay. Cheers, guys. Vote passed indeed. I don't think Dwight's all Dwight, is he? I don't know. I mean, some people are into that. If he's into it, I'm not gonna have a go at him for that. But sure, yeah. I'll be honest. I think part of his issue is a significant proportion of our viewership isn't even in Missouri. I could probably tell you the percentage of my viewers that are in Missouri if I wanted to. I probably can actually. Let's have a look. Who's in Missouri? Because you might be having a lucky time. What can I say? Let's go to geography. In terms of total United States views, no, we won't go views. We'll go unique viewers. This isn't where I thought this was going to go. Not members, not... Is it reach unique viewers? Does it let me check unique viewers? There we go. Hide that metric. Does that make that metric available? Oh, I can't do unique viewers by region. That's a shame. At most, he's got a pool of 2,000, and that's everyone in the United States. So that's an issue. Who gets the biggest reaction from Ellen Road next season, Jack Harrison or Tyler Adams? Tyler Adams, because I don't believe that Jack Harrison is going to be in the country. I think Jack Harrison probably moves to MLS if it comes to it. If he doesn't, fine. But I don't see him staying in the Premier League. Everton don't want him. We don't want him. It's going to be hard to shift him anywhere else. We'll see. It came for the jet wash. Phrasing, please. Dwight went straight to 11. Better phrasing. I like it. Maybe need another mod by today's chat. That's fine. I covered it. If there was more Dwights, then that's where the problem... This is where Dwight just swings in with his alt accounts. And it's like, Hello, my wife is available. Thanks, Dwight. Love it. 418K, I'll fly there. I mean, yeah, but I imagine he's got quite a long list of candidates at this point. Like, I ain't touching this one. Signed Dwight for left back. Yeah, left back in his chair. That's kind of the problem here. Left back in the corner, watching along, being like, oh yeah, oh yeah. No, Dwight, behave. Down, boy. Leverkusen in a bit of a rebuild. They have Boniface and Isco sitting on the bench. Schick turns 30 in the new year, just saying, yeah, but scoring 21 in not that much time is... It's not sell kind of numbers, and if it is sell, it's not to us, which is where it makes it confusing. Having allowed the community leaderboard thing to refresh again, I don't know if the super chats have done anything. So that's your update on the science. Thank you for the super chats anyway, guys. I do really appreciate that. So yeah. Sinisterra at Bournemouth with Tyler Adams. That's a good point. I think Sinisterra might be in a bit more trouble. I think Ritter probably gets an okay reaction because he genuinely gave us a very good season of football in the Championship and tried to get us up and wept on the pitch at Wembley because he cared about getting us up. And the fact that he didn't, like, sure, that's not fantastic. But I think of all the players that left, he's going to have the most positive of reactions, I feel. Because you could tell that he gave a shit. I thought his comments were just a shot in the dark. No, we're not doing... Okay. Love of Dunya left. Yeah, that's kind of a shame. But unfun. Anyway, what I'm going to do, because I've been going for 52 minutes, is I'm going to turn that 52 minutes into approximately an hour. So I'm going to do about 8 more minutes of stream, and I'm going to go on the end of this sentence. I'm going to take us over to Questions Corner. That's where that was going to end, and we're going to just kind of have a little bit of a natter for the last few minutes. If anyone's got any questions about anything around transfers or anything like that, just let me know, and we'll bounce ideas off each other. We'll do thoughts and feelings and all that kind of shebang. It'll be great. We love it. I can't get over Dwight. Sorry, what? I might need a little bit of context on this one. I'm gonna need a bit of context on this one. Sorry, what? Leeds AC Milan in Dublin, Ronaldinho announced as playing Leeds are massive. Oh, of course. We brought him out of retirement for this. I ain't going to comment on Dwight's wife. Dwight's wife can do what she pleases. What are these purple XP thingies at the top of chat? It's a leaderboard thing. So the more you do comments and stuff, the more it'll like boost things up and all that kind of thing, and the more XP you'll get, and the more you'll end up at the top of a leaderboard. Oh my god, there's a leaderboard. I don't know if you guys can see the leaderboard, but I can see the leaderboard, and it's quite fun. Where Mark Rankin is at the top, Michael is in second place, the Orange Raider is in third, fourth place is Imagine Not Being Leaked, and fifth place is NigeWacko9294. However, the issue with that is I don't think it currently goes above 75 XP, which means that it's kind of useless when your stream is reasonably long and you have a bunch of people commenting on it. So I like the feature. I don't think it's the best in terms of being useful. Sorry for already discussed thoughts on KP. Is he over the hill now? I wouldn't say over the hill. But it's complicated because I think he had a firm peak. It's just a question of direction from that peak. Because he peaked under Bielsa, that's not a doubt. But I think, is it a question of, is he physically over the hill, or has he just not been coached really well for a while? It's complicated. Return. Okay. Very weird, but okay. Do you think 55 for Simcast Keller leaves a short of money given we're only likely to have? We've got at least 100, as far as I've heard. But I wouldn't pay 55 for the two. Cheaper goalkeeper, without a doubt. Right, I'm just going to ping a message over. Who do I think is going to win at Wembley? Do you want the honest answer or the answer that your club badge is going to be telling us? Because my honest answer is, I think, probably Sheffield United. The answer that I want is Sunderland, because I really want a North East derby, because that's fun. Whereas Sheffield United, I think it's funnier if Chris Wilder doesn't get promoted. What are your chances of staying up? I'd say 30. It's hard to say right now. I think with this current squad, I'd say about 20. With an okay window, I'd go 40. With a very good window, I'd go 60. I think we've got a reasonable chance. Because a lot of people are saying, like, the gap's bigger. No, you're just shit. Like, Kieran McKenna going up, getting a squad full of, like, already League One players, bolstering that with Championship players, and saying, oh, the gap's bigger than ever. No, it's not. You went into the Premier League with a bunch of players that were in League One 2 years ago, and you thought you could hang with that? No, not a chance. Not even a little chance. Leicester lost their manager and Kiernan Dewsbury Hall and a couple of other players, and then Southampton are just a shit show. So I think everyone's saying that, look at the last 2 years, it's all horrible. Not necessarily. I think we're looking at a horrific year this season, and that gap isn't getting bigger. All of the teams have individual circumstances behind them. If we have the extra funds, do you pay for Kelleher? If we had the funds, then I would be maybe tempted, but I don't know. But you'll do that anyway. Is it happening? Will I be doing push-ups? I still think it's happening. I haven't seen anything to the contrary of it happening, but we'll find out, I guess. I'm still committed to it going, but we'll see. If not, I will spend an evening with Dwight. I don't want to spend an evening with Dwight. Dwight scares me, man. Relationship status with KP, it's complicated. It is quite, yeah. Good question. Let's have a look at some data. So this season I've paid no attention to the Premier League at all. Who's your keeper? Hermanson would be my assumption. He's all right. It's not hyper tempting. It's not like an insanely fascinating option. But it could be okay. Thank you, Stephen. It's not useless if I'm winning. It boosts my shattered ego in the most inconsequential way. That's what counts, though, isn't it? It's the little inconsequential wins. You see, now we've got the question, because it was a few minutes ago that I banned Dwight, but I gave him a timeout, a limited period. So if he comes back, then we know he's committed. I think we underestimate our poll and our owners, but given our recent history, I understand it, lest we forget Man City will run washed up. Yeah, that's true. But we're still not going to get De Bruyne like you think we are. How do you spell hippopotamus? Something like that. McAtee would be a nice signing. He would. I quite like it. That's not the question I was expecting. I'm a straight married dude. Phil, you're scaring me now. This is giving me supply teacher vibes. Get to the back of the class. Go on. You know what you've done, or it'll be detention. I'm serious. And I will be sure to tell your permanent teacher. Unacceptable behaviour. You wouldn't do this for Joe, would you? No, you wouldn't. I'd love them to stay in the Championship, though. We can go for. I don't know how I feel about Cooper. Wait, is Cooper the chunky one, or is that Patterson? I don't know, but either way, yeah. Neither of them have made me feel super excited about potentially signing them. You know. Good. I'm glad that was the goal. Not angry, just disappointed. I know, but that's typically the vibe. Just so, what's the latest news? The latest news is I heard from many credible, in my opinion, sources that the personal terms for Tsimikas have been agreed. A lot of people don't believe that is the case, but I'm sticking with it. In addition to that, we've got £120 million in cash due to, I think, various bits of share shenanigans, but I don't know the specifics. And I don't know. I don't know. I finished my words, and I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed because Donna compared me to a supply teacher, which I'm happy to live up to. But one sec. It's the way I so easily led into inappropriate discussion. Yeah, but it's fine because I'll be honest. I'm doing this because it's fun, and hopefully people are watching this because it's entertaining. So my thinking is, if I can try and do the fun and people is entertained, then you just have that little to and fro natter and banter and all that kind of stuff. Plus, someone said earlier that I don't bring the banter. So we got to go full supply mode. You have to. You got no choice. Share investment surely for stadium renovation doesn't impact transfer budget. It doesn't impact PSR or FFP, but it affects the amount of cash the club have in the bank. So it makes the amount of physical money that we have right now bigger, which is really useful, I think. Yeah, but that's more fun. It's great. Mr. First Hour, have we signed anybody, or is it speculation, rumors, mills, question marks? Right, okay. This is going to be a quite genuine bit of conversation now on something that bugged me. Yeah, we're going to take your XP points, and I hope you do. On the Leonard Ngenge story that happened recently, it was a player in Nigeria. I think he plays for Ikadoru City or something like that, and is coming to Leeds United. 17 years old, very good, promising young centre-back. One of the first comments I got on that was, "It's all news and rumour and speculation and all that kind of stuff." I said in the dang video itself, I believe, that this was a story that was being put out by that club's sporting director. Which, in my opinion, at the very least, means that that's pretty much true, and that's pretty much done, and that's agreed, and that's fine. Okay, it looks like it's now actually updated some things on the leaderboard, which is weird. Mark is at the top with 150, Orange Raider with 100, Michael with 75. Imagine not being Leeds with 75. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, the Ngenge stuff is happening, has been confirmed from their side. So the fact that it's not been in, Sky Sports News haven't reported on us signing a 17-year-old centre-back for the under-21s, that doesn't make it not true. It's frustrating. Can I explain the investment? What does it mean to create more shares worth £120 million? If it's that easy to create shares, why won't we just create that much? Because you also need someone to put their actual physical money in. So it'll be creating the shares, and then 49ers Enterprises will have bought that £120 million of shares or Larry Nance or Red Bull or someone will have bought that £120 million worth of shares, and that's the money that goes into the club. It's not just imaginary, it's just a way of getting owner money into the side. How do we create shares? Every single company that exists has shares. All of them. I was once very tempted to start my own company. Oh, I know, shiny. But if I were to do that, I would have to create shares for it. It's just I would own them all. So to follow on with the metaphor, is this where you stand up in front of the class and go, shares are parts of a company. What is owned by the owners? Made 110-ish in sales last summer, spent 15 on incomings. You need to remember wages and all that kind of stuff. But decent amount of money. The extra investment does not give us a £200 million budget. It just gives us the physical cash. I'm hearing Sessegnon. I have not heard Sessegnon, but I'll have to have a look into that. Why is Nick Pope talking about Harry Gray? Doesn't it devalue every other person's shares, though, like quantitative easing, printing money? Maybe. It's confusing. So my local kebab shop has shares. It depends. Is it a sole trader, or is it set up as a government-registered company? Is it, or is it limited companies that do that? I think that's limited companies. I don't know. But sort of, maybe. But in this specific instance, it's them buying a chunk of club off themselves, so it's fine. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. So in that case, it's 49ers, probably. Yeah, it's. I mean, they're a wise bunch. Everyone sort of goes, 49ers don't know what they're doing. Here we are. No, that's. They're publicly listed shares. They are shares that you can just buy on the open market. Limited companies also have shares, which is an important thing to remember. But I feel like we're going to go in circles on this one, and I would rather us not. Why aren't you watching Harry Gray for England? Because I didn't know Harry Gray was currently playing for England. Is it under 18s? '17s. Okay. I would need to find where to watch Harry Gray playing for the under 17s. And he's not even on the pitch, as far as I can tell. Oh yeah, there we go then. Sod it. Like maybe he comes on later, but until that, I can't be bothered. I'll have to find where to watch it. Is it on the syllabus? Everything that is being discussed in this stream will be on the test. So study up. I don't know. I'm not good at this. How much did we spend on agent fees this season? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Anyway, iPlayer, Red Button. Cool. I will do that whilst listening to Jer's stream relatively shortly. Jer is doing a podcast at 7 o'clock, which I recommend people go to because that will be explaining a lot of things, which would be nice. I feel like it's tuned into a GCSE business studies stream. No. We're not doing this anymore. We're not doing the Joe's the supply teacher thing. Nope. We're avoiding that. We just are. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a redirect on this stream. And I'm going to send you over to Jer. And what I would recommend is head over there. Don't do like a Joe B raid or anything like that. No, that would be boring. Try and do something that is a fun joke about the supply teacher or something like that. Or I don't want to be the supply teacher of Leeds United YouTube. That's just, I mean, I kind of am because I've already done that for Jer's channel and only Leeds Bros. Shit. That'll do it. That kind of works. I'm not teaching you pi and trigonometry. Well, all right, I'll teach you about pi since you spelled it with an E. Delicious. Okay, cool. So when I end the stream, it's going to ping you over in the direction of Jer's podcast, which is going to be good fun. I'm going to be watching along. What I am going to recommend is pop a message along the lines of this in the chat, just to confuse him, because what's going to happen is he's going to open StreamYard. All of the previous comments are going to be down the right hand side, and he's going to think, "What the fuck is going on here?" And that is completely fine by me. Let's break Jer, shall we? Anyway, hope you all enjoyed the stream. If you did, like, subscribe, become a channel member, all that fun stuff. Make sure you're getting your tickets for the Creator Cup as well. If you get your ticket before the 31st of May, you will be in the draw to win a customized shirt, which is... Have I got one with me? Yes, I played 7-a-side in one yesterday. It's great. It could be this one from the Peacocks, which is white. It's a lovely... It's this number, and you can have your name and number on the back, and it's lovely. But only if you get your tickets before the 31st of May. That is a hard deadline, because that's roughly when I'm sending off the order for the shirts, so we'll need to get a shift on. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, get your tickets, all that fun stuff. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you later. Toodaloo.